How are you?
Yeah, good.
You got people signing your top already? That's good.
Yeah.
The annual Goodwood Festival of Speed.
Kind of like Glastonbury with less mud and faster cars.
Lovely.
Cheers, gents. Thanks very much.
See you
Cheers,
later.
mate.
Have a great day.
Always watching you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
And one of this year's headline acts is a car very close to my heart.
Wow.
This is Lewis's car from 2008 when we won the World Championship.
This is incredible. It looks so complicated when you're up close and personal to them.
I must have taken this thing apart and put it back together hundreds or thousands of times over the course of that season, you know, and then we won the world title with it. I've genuinely got goosebumps. What a treat to come back and
It's so
see
good to
this.
see that smile on your face.
But we're not here to celebrate Elvis's past F1 glories. A mate of mine is over from Florida and he wants to meet.
Hello, young man.
Oh my goodness!
How are you?
Mr. Mike Brewer, how are you?
I'm very good, Freddie. How are you? This is Elvis.
How are you?
Heard a lot about you, man.
Nice to meet you, dude.
My pal Freddy is a world-famous YouTuber, known to his fans as Tavarish. He has millions of followers who love watching him rebuild and modify some incredible cars. But he's just taken on his biggest ever project, a flood-damaged McLaren P1, and it sounds like he's in almost as deep as the car.
What a mammoth project you've taken on. I mean, you're either crazy, in fact, no, you're just crazy.
No, you mispronounced stupid.
How far through it are you?
Not very far. I mean, we took the car apart, but right now it's putting everything back together. So wiring, body, mechanical, literally everything
Got
is
a
up for
massive
grabs.
job on your hands. haven't
Yeah,
you?
yes. So you say you worked on McLarens, did you?
Well, my background's all at McLaren, more on the racing car side than the road car side, but yeah, I've definitely got some experience.
Well, I've heard that the P1 is a racing car for the road. So
There you go. Yeah, it is.
if you guys...
Whoa. He's mine. You know he's mine. He's not for hire or reward. You know that.
I understand, but we're all friends here, right?
Right, okay.
So what if you guys did a vacation to Orlando, Florida, sunny Orlando, Florida?
Do you really need help?
Yeah, I actually do. Yeah, for sure.
I can't see a reason why we shouldn't help, Freddie.
What, go out there?
Yeah, why not? I mean, when are we going to get a chance to jump in on a McLaren P1?
I mean, you don't need to ask me twice, because I'd love to get my hands on a car like that.
So it looks like I'm going to spend my afternoon booking flight tickets.
Hold out your hands.
He stole my line.
Social media star Freddy has built up his loyal fan base with a truly DIY approach to fixing up cars.
So I started my YouTube channel in 2014, working out of my parents' driveway.
It's been a long day. There's a giant hole in this wheel.
I have never had a formal mechanics training, so whenever I work on a car, it is completely trial and error for me.
Now that might be fine for most cars, but a McLaren P1's hardly your average family hatchback.
Oh, crap. So when I won the salvage auction for the P1, I thought, well, I finally got my dream car, and then reality set in that I bought something that I didn't know how to fix, and it was gonna be the biggest project in my life.
He's not kidding. Launched in 2013, the P1 didn't rewrite the supercar rulebook. It tore it up and stamped on it. At its heart was a cutting-edge hybrid system that combined electric motors with a twin-turbo V8 to deliver a face-warping 903 horsepower.
Throw in other F1 tech like carbon fibre construction and active aerodynamics, and the P1 was, and in many ways still is, the ultimate hypercar.
And now, the ultimate repair job. Which is how we've ended up in a seaplane.
On a 7-day rescue mission to Freddy's workshop in Tavares.
Oh, mate, how good is this, eh? Isn't it nice to see palm trees?
Mate, we're from the UK, it's nice to see the sun.
But in 2022, the Sunshine State was hit by one of America's worst ever weather disasters.
Hurricane Ian caused billions of dollars worth of damage, and in the floodwater was Freddy's P1.
We've been following Freddy's progress online, and he and his team have started stripping the car down.
That is so heavy. Okay, there we go.
But until we see it, we've no idea what our mission will involve.
Wow, look at this place. That is fantastic, but this is where we come to see.
You made it.
Freddie.
How are you?
I'm all right, buddy. How are you? Great to
Good.
see you.
Welcome to Florida, guys.
Good to see you, mate. Wow, look at this.
Yeah, it's
Here
changed
it
a little
is.
since
Whoa.
since we talked last. So the scope of the project has changed quite substantially. I'm not just building a regular P1 because there's so many of those.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build the fastest McLaren in the world.
Yeah, I mean, like you said to us, I've got a P1, it's been at the bottom of the ocean, I just need a bit of help putting it back together. So you've changed your mind now, you want to build the fastest P1.
Yeah.
By the way, how fast do we have to go to make this the fastest McLaren in the world?
The current record for fastest production McLaren is 250 miles an hour. It's a McLaren Speedtail.
Stop it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What, you're going to make this go faster?
Oh, yeah.
Doing it in your own workshop?
Yeah.
How much horsepower are we hoping to get out of this engine in the end?
So the engine, when it was stock, it made about 730-ish horsepower.
That's not enough.
That's not enough. We're trying to go for 1,500.
Shut up. Then you're going to blow yourself up.
One of the main components of that is we're actually ditching the hybrid drive assembly.
You're taking all of the batteries and electric motors that go in.
Yeah. This was famously a hybrid hypercar, and I figured that that is old technology. So we are using internal combustion, we're increasing displacement, we're doing forged rods and pistons, and we're getting a lot of power into this chassis.
Okay, so you just said the stuff that you like, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you just said bigger turbos,
Turbos,
more
power.
horsepower.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
My main hope for you guys being here is that you can help me get the engine in the car and hopefully running.
Wow, I think that's what you call shifting the goalposts.
You're telling me? Doubling the power of that engine's a huge engineering challenge. And don't even get me started on ditching the hybrid system.
Does he realise that just by saying those words, like I'm going to delete the hybrid system from a McLaren P1, surely that opens up the most gargantuan, humongous Pandora's box of other problems further down the line?
Yeah, 100%, because I understand his reasoning behind it. Deleting the battery will save a bunch of weight and it will help in that regard, but he's going to find all sorts of problems down the line that he hasn't even considered at this point.
But actually, when you think about it, Freddy can actually just say these things and probably will it into happen. It is rather exciting as well.
I kind of believe he might be able to do it, and look, with our help, we might just get him close to that top speed target. Imagine turning out the fastest McLaren in history. Yes, please.
We're in Florida, famous for sun, sea, and according to Elvis, sweets.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Let's have a couple of these. These are good
I
ones.
don't mind a little bit of sugar as I'm
Oh,
driving
there you
along.
go. Just get that down, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're the sour ones. They're my favourites.
That was supposed to be a treat.
And so is this. Joining my mate Freddy's team to help turn his flood-damaged P1 into the fastest ever production McLaren.
But before we can add more power, we've got to fix the storm-damaged parts.
I'm sorting out the P1's carbon fibre rear diffuser
Did you order some surf and turf?
that was damaged when the car floated away during the floods.
While Freddy and I tackle what's currently more fish tank than fuel tank.
I mean, how much of this do you expect us to be able to recover?
100%.
Really?
I've watched your show before.
I mean, look, we can give it all a good clean up. Obviously, the tank itself, made out of aluminium, that should be okay.
Yeah.
What about the pumps itself?
That is a mystery because I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't been inside this, and this is actually quite heavy, so there could be lots of seawater. I mean, we could see some real carnage in there.
There could be a whole platter of conch fritters and shrimp in there for all I know, but I do know that salt water in an engine can be fatal, so it needs a thorough clean.
Oh my goodness, that is disgusting.
Yep, that's nasty.
The aluminium casing seems okay, but if the tank's 3 separate fuel pumps have been wrecked by floodwater, we'll be in serious trouble.
I mean, why don't we, while we're out here, pop the rings off, get the 3 pumps out, and they will see what's inside for the first time.
Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. There we are. Oh my goodness.
These fuel pumps were unique to the P1 and cost around $2,000 each, and if they don't work, we've got no chance of firing up this engine.
So if it works, when we apply 12 volts, we'll hear the pump fire up, and we should get a nice supply coming out of here back into the bucket.
To avoid contaminating the pumps with water, we're using a flushing agent. Question is, will it work?
Ready?
Fingers crossed. Hopefully not wires crossed.
Hey, look at that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mate, that is amazing. What good news, eh?
Dude, this is crazy. So all we have to do is check that the other two pumps are good, and then we clean out the tank, and technically it should be able to go back in the car. That's awesome.
3 working pumps will save around $6,000, and we might even find a couple of shrimp for lunch.
I'm on the hunt for more super savings that'll make our supercar super fast.
Freddy has given me a part of carbon fibre that is probably worth 10 times the amount of his whole truck, because that's worth $23,000. $23,000 for a piece of carbon fibre that goes on that McLaren P1, but they only made 375 in a car, so they ain't making any more, are they? And that's why it's so expensive. I'm on my way to go and see a legend in the automotive world. He's a carbon fibre rescuer, and he's called Joey.
Freddy's diffuser will be critical to reduce drag and help him claim a world speed record. But I've seen cod in a chip shop that's less battered than this thing.
Hey! Wow,
You, sir? You must be Joey.
Yes, I am.
Good to see you. This is a rear diffuser of Freddy's McLaren P1. I will tell you this, look, I've just got it out the vehicle, and every time I move it, listen, you hear that? That's sand. It's sand.
Sand.
It's still in it from the bottom of the ocean.
Yep. Well, why don't you bring it into the shop and we should take a closer look at it, because usually if there's one spot that's this bad, there may be other spots.
Right, okay.
So we got to kind of check it out.
Carbon fibre is seriously special stuff, and McLaren helped pioneer its use in Formula 1. Super light and super strong. Carbon fibre is super expensive to make and is still reserved for supercars, like the P1.
Right, so we're looking for cracks.
Yeah, cracks. Like this gouge is pretty deep.
That is a big
That
gouge,
could
isn't
be.
it?
Before attempting any repairs, Joey needs to mark up every piece of damage.
Man, there are some cracks.
What about that there? Is that another one there? Yeah, look.
Then he can dig deeper.
What are you going to do? Take off some of this damaged material and see what you got?
So what we'll do is I'll grind this top layer off, and then we'll see
Assess from there.
really how bad it is.
This composite material is made from woven strands of carbon, coated in a resin, then baked. Joey's going to use a similar process for the repair.
This carbon then, so this just starts off as a material.
Basically, they're all made of tow.
Right, what's
And a
tow?
tow is one of these.
Right, so that's just one strand, yeah?
That's one strand of 3,000 strands.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
stop
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
There's 3,000 strands in my hand.
Right.
No way. If you open
can
that,
see
yeah,
them.
look at that. So they're like thinner than the human hair, aren't they?
Way thinner. Way thinner.
And there's 3,000 here.
Right, and they somehow string that, and as it's being strung, it turns into that.
Ow.
Yeah, that'll hurt you.
So this piece down here, what we're going to be using?
We're going to use a 3K twill to go over, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it at a 45-degree angle, so that way the first layers are going to be going 45 over that crack.
Yeah.
And then we're going to use the second layer to just go normal.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
great.
Joey starts by cutting repair patches from sheets of pre-woven carbon fibre. Then he needs to mix his magic resin. 5 parts epoxy, 1 part hardener, and a teaspoon of graphite for good measure.
All right, so then we're going to take a brush. We're going to do this. We're just going to fill in that crack.
Okay, so what that's done then is that has got some resin into the crack to get those two
Right.
broken weaves, bring those together, get those bonded together down there before you lay in material over the top.
Exactly. So we're just going to lay that right in there.
Just watching you lay this piece in here and the way it all comes together and bonds with the existing carbon fibre, it's kind of astonishing how it It just marries, it just works.
It does. There's definitely going to be a lot more steps for me to bring this all into the right place and the right shape and all that. We're going to do every spot and make sure that all the spots are taken care of. Put some clear on it.
Good.
Let it go.
I like your optimism.
Let it fly. That's the way we do it here.
And we could do with some of that optimism in the workshop. Freddy's already fitted stronger pistons and conrods to his V8, but if we're going to make this P1 a record breaker, we need to supersize its power output.